everybody, I'm Chas, and I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado, and today we're going to be talking about a lot of gardening, tips, decor, a bunch of different stuff. So, while I'm getting started, please tell me where you're watching, and thank you for being here, and thank you Home Talk for having me. So where are we tuning in from? First thing that we're going to do while you're telling me where you're watching from is I'm going to get some CDs. This is fish line, and then I've got this bell here. So what I'm going to do is cut. It's going to be really hard to see the fish line because fish line is clear, but it makes great spider webs at Halloween time. Just so everybody knows, there's a little tip. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a little knot here in this first two. You can do one, you can do two, you can do as many as you want as we get this thing going here. There, I've got two connected there. I'm going to pull another one here. This is my loop for the top. So where are you guys all watching from?
You got Wisconsin, Louisiana, New Hampshire, Michigan,
Wow,
Arizona,
welcome.
California, all over the states.
That's great. Any international watchers?
Not that I see
Not
yet.
yet. I love it. I love just seeing how everybody just keep writing where you're tuning in from, because I love reading all the different places everybody's at. I think that is just so cool. All right, this one I made a little big. I didn't mean to. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just tying these 3 CDs together. I can trim up any extra fish line that I don't want. All right, so here's a quick visual on it, right? So we've got this going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang this outside. So those of you who, just want to hang it as a decoration, the sun hits it, you got rainbows going all over, it's pretty cool. Why I like it, it's to get rid of the squirrels. It's to get rid of the squirrels and the birds out of your, this one's long, I'm going to trim it up. It's to get rid of your squirrels that are in your apple trees. I've got an apple tree out there, and one year the squirrels got them all, and I was so angry. So you hang these up, and the wind blows them, and the light reflects, and they don't like that. So you hang these in your trees, in your garden, and it's kind of a repellent for animals, per se. You want to take it a step further. You can tie that little bell on the bottom. Now I have bigger bells. You just kind of pick the ones you want. But basically you're going to put a bell on the bottom of this. Oops, I dropped it. Put another knot in there. There. And then when this is hanging in my tree and they land on the branch where the wind is going, this is going to ring, and they don't like that either. Or maybe they bump it, so then it kind of freaks them out. So just so y'all know, again, they will not like this, so hang this in your garden, hang it in your apple trees, your fruit trees, and it will help keep them off of your trees. Then they'll get used to it, they will, so then you just move it. Move it around to another branch, just keep changing it up every so often, and that'll help them deter them from being on your trees. So, not only looks kind of cool, it just keeps those things away from your garden. So, there's our first one. So we have a giveaway today, and the giveaway is for this tote bag. And we want to know, what plans do you have this summer? We're getting close. So let us know in the comments, and you need to, both to be eligible for the contest, you need to like or share this, this video, this live, with somebody and comment as to what you're doing this summer. So do both things, and we'll keep going. This is another easy tip. Same idea as these CD spinners. Just take these little pinwheels. These ones were from the Dollar Tree. They have the smaller ones too at Walmart, the old ones that you blow when you're a kid. Put these in your garden. Stake them in there, and it will keep your squirrels, and it will keep your birds, and a lot of your rabbits. It'll keep them out of there. They don't like stuff that moves. They don't like stuff that reflects. So just stick this stuff. You want to have as much reflection as possible. So here's just another easy thing, $1, that you can stick into your garden. And these CDs, you know, hopefully you have some around, but they're 3 for $1 at the Dollar Tree if you want to do that. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one. So remember to keep, if you like the wind spinner, the CD spinner, go ahead and give it a thumbs. And if you, or hearts, I like both. And if you know somebody who might like it, please share. And then keep answering for that contest and keep telling me where you're watching from because that's always my favorite. Okay, so this is one of those old dessert dishes that look like this and people had dessert or coffee cake in them. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm just gonna take some silicone, if I can get this one to not be gooed closed, but just silicone because it's gonna be outside. And I'm just gonna put silicone in here on this little circle where the cup goes because I want it to be solid. All right, and then I'm gonna put my glass on there. And why do I use silicone over E6000? Because here's another one. You can use this one too. It really depends upon your weather. So both are really good choices. But here we have wind and snow and sun and rain. We have all the elements and it can go flux from extreme to extreme. And a lot of times that can really affect your glue that you choose. All right, these were just changed from a plant hanger, one of those little plant hangers, the baskets. So I just pulled off a couple of those and I'm gonna hook. This is just a little grate from the thrift store. Probably went in a toaster oven is my guess. And I'm just gonna hook these on. Let's see, if I go that way I have to put this one here. I'm gonna save that middle one. This one's on this side. Same thing on the other side. So I've got to do one on the front. Just trying to stabilize it is what I'm trying to do. Okay, and then this one I'm gonna stick right there to hold on. And then this, you'd let this dry for 24 hours because that silicone needs time to dry. And then I'm just gonna slide this underneath the grill. It's pretty solid, but if you were worried about it all, just go ahead and silicone that in even more. All right, so then just to hold on to this, just in case, I'm just gonna take that last hook and loop it around the cup. Trying not to, my glue is still wet. I would wait till that was dry before I did that. All right, so what I have now, being careful of my wet glue, is a bird feeder. So why this is important is in your garden, your birds are usually trying to eat your strawberries or something. If you give them something else that they can count on, they'll most likely leave your garden alone. So keep a bird feeder around. Sometimes you can test where it's gonna work best. It might work in your garden or it might work just outside your garden. But you're just gonna take and put some bird seed right in here or on here, and you're just gonna take that bird feeder and set it somewhere so that they don't wanna bug your garden and they have plenty of food that's waiting for them every day, so they'll leave your garden alone. So if you like that, again, you could hang it on a garden hook or in a tree. But if you like that, give me some thumbs and hearts, please, and share this with somebody who's a bird lover or somebody else who has a garden that needs this tip. What I was wondering, let me set this aside. What I was wondering from all of you guys is, what are you guys planting this year? And flowers too. I love flowers as well. So if you have a flower garden, what are you guys planting? So send me that information. I'd love to know what you guys are planting this year. I'm gonna save that for a second. All right, so moving on to our next thing. This one's just a little fun. That's all this one is. So I've got a bunch of different dishes here. Candle holders. They all were from the thrift store. I'm just gonna pull them out of my tray to get it out of the way. And what you do is you just go to the thrift store and you find things and then you mix and match, right? So like this, I had this one with this one. I had that one with this one. Something like that. You can mix and match, right? And what you're doing is you're going to use some silicone, again, or if you have pretty stable weather, E6000 is a great alternative. Both of these are good. Now, because they take 24 hours to dry, I'm going to be using just hot glue today. Now, you would not want to use hot glue outside. It is not stable in cold and hot and fluctuating temperatures. But just to give you the idea, so it holds together for me, doing the show, I'm going to use hot glue. But otherwise, yes, silicone, E6000, some really sturdy glue. And I'm just going to stack my layered choices. Get some more hot glue. And what are you guys planning in your gardens? Has anybody said anything? What they're planning? I like flowers too. So any of those, I go for all of them.
I don't see really any.
Not yet?
Oh, some people put down bunches of flowers.
Oh,
Someone said
flowers.
strawberries, tomatoes,
Yes.
cucumbers, onions, tomatoes.
Awesome. Keep those coming. I like to know what kind of flowers. What's the hot flower of the year that I should know I should plant? Or is there a special, when somebody says tomato, what's your favorite tomato kind? You know, what's their favorite brand? Because, you know, there's Early Girl and what, Beefmaster, is that right? Okay, now what I have is my flowers are kind of put together. They've dried overnight with their silicone or their E6000. And then I have skewers, but you can use whatever you could use a stick, you could use a paint stick. You know, you're just going to look for something to be your stem for your flower. So like here's just a little candle holder, and I'm just going to, just for fun, get some glue on there. And I might have to thicken this up because, again, this is just hot glue. But I got a little flower right there now that I can stick in a flower pot or in my garden, flower garden or vegetable garden. And I just have one right there. Hopefully I don't want this to stick to my tablecloth. All right, I'm going to flip this one over. Work on this one next. So I'm going to put some, again, this would be silicone for those of you who are tuning in. I'm just using hot glue temporarily to show you the effect, but I would definitely use something more sturdy. And I can get this hot glue off of here. Sometimes it's hard to believe. I did have to wrestle with it once. All right, so just doing that. And you can choose, right? There's different kinds of silicone. There's some cloudy, so you got to look for the ones that are clear. If you want it to be clear, you really want to look for the clear ones. What's your favorite kind of flower? What do you like when you get excited about having a flower garden? What's your favorite kind of flower? That one, and one more just for good measure. Actually, for this one, I'm going to do something funny. So this is an old solar light, right? And it broke. And so it still works. So for fun, I just thought I'd silicone this one on later to this guy. But again, I'm kind of using hot glue, so we'll see if this will stick enough in here for just the demo. But then later I'll silicone him in there really good. But maybe I can just get it to hold at least for you all to see. But that's why I'm like, well, if it works, what can I do with this? I want to turn it into something. All right, let's flip them over and see if they're dry enough. But this is the first one, so here's the little one. Okay, and then here's the next one, right there. And again, you can stick them in your garden or a flower pot, just for decoration in your yard, just for fun. Here's the other one. He's in there with his layers. And then my last one, who's not sticking very good, he is not sticking. So I will hold him up to give you the idea, but let me flip those around so you can see those. But here's this one. We'll pretend he's sticking. The hot glue is just not strong enough, and then he would light up like that, which I think will be pretty cool, actually. So hopefully you can see that. It's, you know, it's light here, so it's hard to see. But if you like the dishes and the flowers, and you think you're going to make them, share them with somebody so that maybe you can make them together with a friend and go thrift store shopping. A lot of these dishes were $1 or less, and then you can get them 50% off. So likes and hearts, I love those. And share with somebody. And don't forget to keep answering the question. It's pinned to the top there. What are you doing this summer? And you need to share and comment to be eligible for the tote bag. Okay. All right, I'm going to move my little dish flowers over. And now we're going to talk about garden sprays. So, let me move my dish flowers over. Brielle, I'm putting these kind of close to the edge, so don't stab your leg with the skewer. They're not that pokey, but I don't think it'd feel too good. Oh, and these skewers, they sell these for $1 at Dollar Tree. So, pretty easy. But you don't have to use the skewers. There's lots of choices there. All right. Let's talk about garden sprays. So this is just a squirt bottle. It is, I read it somewhere on here. This is 28 ounces. My recipes call for 32 ounces, but this will be fine. This will work. So inside of here is about 4 cups of water. So just slightly under that because I needed some room for the next ingredient. So the first spray we're going to be talking about is a bug spray. And so to make your bug spray effective, you need some dish soap. This doesn't matter what brand. You use a dish soap that you have. And I'm just going to take 1 teaspoon of the dish soap. And then I'm going to put that in there. And then you're just going to mix that up. That's it. And now you got a bug spray. And that soap is biodegradable, so the website says. And now what you got to do is take this to your garden, and it will work on flowers or your garden plants. And so then what you're going to do with this is you're going to squirt this. Say you see your aphids out there. You're going to spray this on your leaves with the aphids. It has to have direct contact. Here, let me put the recipe up too, Brielle, because people are going to want to have the recipes for these sprays. So, you'll spray this on their leaves, bottom because the eggs will be underneath, and you got to hit the bug. Now, be careful. If you attack a ladybug, which are good bugs, and the bees, it will kill them too. So you've got to be careful to only hit the ones, the spider mites, the aphids, all those things you don't want. It'll make their bodies, their shells soft, and will kill them. So that's it. Water and dish soap, and you got a bug killer. All right. So for the next one, I don't know how many of you guys got critters. What kind of critters are you dealing with at your house? Squirrels, birds, deers, raccoons, bunnies. What are you guys all dealing with back there? Let me know. So what we're gonna do now, same thing, same squirt bottle, same size. So I've got my water. Still need the dish soap. Still 1 teaspoon. Okay, so the base of the other one that I just did. Pouring that in there. All right, and then what I've got, you know you're all gonna laugh at me. Yes, we actually go through this much Red Hot at our house. We have hot wings every Friday. You need 1 tablespoon of your Red Hot. I'm going to put this little funnel in here to help me. I recommend gloves, especially when you're spraying this, just because it is cayenne pepper, and anytime you get that red pepper stuff going on, if you rub your eyes, it's all over with. So, 1 tablespoon of the Red Hot. You can use Tabasco too. Just some sort of red pepper sauce. I told my sister I was going to eat this by the spoonful while doing the show. I truly love it. Okay, what critters are you guys dealing with?
We've got a lot of squirrels, some cats, stink bugs, snakes. Ugh.
Ew, snakes, I'm sorry.
Moles. ants, deers, chipmunks, raccoons.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get ya. I get voles here. We have voles. They are like a mole. They grow underground. They eat all my strawberries. I also have, so I'm just shaking this up. I also have rabbits and I have the squirrels. I have one really mean squirrel that I'd really like to go away. Okay, so now I've got water, Dawn dish soap, and I've got Red Hot in here. Just basically pepper sauce. And then you spray this on your plants. Flower gardens are good. Your garden plants are good. And this should deter all those animals. So all your birds and your deer and your rabbits and your squirrels, they won't like the taste of this. So you do need to spray, just like both of these. I guess I should come back to this one too. If it rains, you gotta respray it. I always test a leaf first to make sure it's compatible. You know, sometimes plants are very fragile. So with both of these, I want, test a plant, and then if it rains, you have to reapply. But on average, anytime you see a bug, go out there with this stuff. With this stuff, you should go about once a week with it. But if you are having a real problem, you might have to go out more often. So just keep up with your stuff, and they don't really hurt your plant, or they shouldn't. So just keep that up with it, and hopefully it'll help you and will deter those guys. All right, weed killers. We've got two options here. Pretend this is just, the kettle's here to represent boiling water. So boil some water. And in my vegetable garden, if I got grass coming up, I just pour this hot boiling water on it, and within a couple days that grass is dead, or your weeds are dead. Same thing with vinegar. The higher percentage of acidity in your vinegar, the faster your weeds are gonna die. So get it out in a little pump thing, one of those little air pump things for the backyard, your mulch, your rocks, good stuff. The bad news, yes, it will kill your grass too. I mean, it will kill everything. So if you get this on a plant, it's going to take your plant out too. It's not going to be good for like those dandelions that are hanging out in your grass right now, because it will kill the whole area. So definitely mulch, rock areas are great. A garden where you kind of can be more picky and choosy with where you're aiming, but not necessarily for stuff in the middle of your yard. So there you go. You've got your bug spray, your red pepper spray to get rid of the animals and make them leave your stuff alone, because man, it's hard to work on your garden all summer long and then have those critters go in there and eat your stuff, man. That makes me so mad. Boiling water and vinegar, not together, separate, whichever way you want to do it, kill your weeds. So I hope you like that. Share that with somebody if you think that's something that somebody else might want to know. Hearts and thumbs are always appreciated by me. And don't forget to keep answering the giveaway. And I would like to know if you have a special tip too on weeds, or getting rid of a critter in your garden. Please share those in the comments. I do go back and I do read everything, so please share any information. I'd love to learn it too. So please share in the comments. Put anything you can about tips that you might have in terms of anything you might have in terms of getting rid of something in your yard. All right, we are going to move on to some other things. Garden markers, how to mark your garden. There's different ways to do it. I used to just try to stick the thing that came with my plant, and yeah, then it blew away or died, and then I couldn't find it, and I can't remember what I had. So paint pen or Sharpie, doesn't really matter. Wash your rock first. I'm going to make sure my ink comes out of this marker really quick, maybe. I guess I should show you guys how this works. So they have a little felt tip, and the paint's in here with a little shaker, and then you just take this and you get the paint to come out. Now this one's being really slow, so I might have to pick a different color today. He may be dried up. Let's try a different one. There we go, this one's working good. All right, and then I'm just gonna write, maybe I've got squash. And you can, obviously write what kind of squash. Just like that. Pretty simple. I'm gonna let it dry. And then once it's dry, you're just going to take some sort of sealer, spray paint, and seal the top. And that's it, and it will stay. And just to show you, I have made these like 3 years ago, and they've been outside, and I never bring them inside, and I never do it. They always stay out even through the winter, and they still look okay. So again, easy, inexpensive way to make a garden marker that holds up through the weather. Just some paint and some acrylic sealer and some rocks that you have in your yard. So share that if you think somebody else might like that. You can have some good fun and make some pet rocks out of those for kids. They like to do that and help make those around your garden. Another thing you can do is just take a spoon of some sort. Wooden spoon, plastic spoon. These came from the dollar store. And then you're just going to write maybe peas. And you can leave it like that. You know, again, you can silicone it if you want. Don't necessarily have to, but it does help the paint stay longer. Here's another one I made. That one was outside last year. And then if you want, you can have fun with some kids or grandkids, and on the other side you can draw pictures and have fun too. So if you have kids and grandkids, you know, this is a good way for them to be involved with you too and have some fun with you. So if you like that, please feel free to share that with people and give me hearts and thumbs. Here's another example of just taking an old utensil and taking a Sharpie and writing something on it. So it's just an old utensil I had that I didn't need anymore, and then I just stuck that into the ground outside. Oh, thank you for all the thumbs. Yay! Sorry, I get to see them every once in a while. Paint sticks. So paint sticks are 10 for $1 at Home Depot, which I love. And then you just take your paint stick. Again, the same idea. Just get a Sharpie, just get, you know, whatever you want. And then you're going to write like green beans maybe, and then you can either paint a wood sealer on there if you want, or you can use a paint pen. Here's another example of one. Again, kids can get involved by drawing their pictures on there, and then you have a little fun that way too. So those are all really inexpensive and easy ways to do your garden markers, but this one has to be probably my favorite that I'm going to share. I love all of these, but so I emptied out my peas and I pretend like I just planted those. Okay, so I've got the seed packet. I opened it from the bottom. It's not super important, but you'll see why. So I opened it from the bottom. You planted your peas. Got a paint stick, or you could use this. You could use anything. Just a stake of some sort. You're going to put the seed packet on like that, and then I've got a recycled jar. So this is going to protect it from the elements. And I'm just going to slide my seed packet in there, and I'm going to stake it in the ground. And now I have what I planted. It's protected from the weather. And in case I need to reference the back for any reason, for growing or anything, it's there. So I really like this one because then you get to have the seed packet still too. But I love having the kids involved. So there you go. You got rocks, you've got using utensils or paint sticks, or using recycled jars in your packets to mark your garden. It works for flowers, of course, too. So you can kind of stake out your garden. So if you like this, please let me know and share with your friends that might be gardening and might want to know these tips as well. All right, I have one more project to share with you guys and one more tip for your garden. So let me get these out of the way. Did you guys, do you have any tips so far? Brielle, have you seen any tips pass by of things that I can learn from all of you about gardening? Or how to get rid of critters?
Yeah, there's tons, but I'd have to scroll.
Okay,
so.
well, I'm glad you're putting them right there. I really appreciate it because I will go back and I will read them all. Or at least attempt to. All right. Moving this stuff out of the way again so you guys can see. I'll bring it back. So for those of you who are joining, you can always watch the show from the beginning later. It'll all be saved. And we're just talking a lot about gardening. So we've talked about sprays for gardening and tips for gardening and things to make for your garden. Okay, plant hanger basket. I left the hooks on but took the chain off because I didn't need it. So moving the chain away. And then I found, it's a hanging candle holder. I was really torn because I really like these and I might have just left them in my house, but I'm going to use this hanging candle holder to go in here in a minute. Then I found these little crystal-y things. These were at Hobby Lobby on clearance, but you could find these at Walmart or Michael's. You know, they have you don't have to use these kind, you can just use, you know, they have those strings of beads and stuff, so this one's really on there. Don't forget to get in on that giveaway. You gotta share this live and answer the question, what do you have planned for this summer? What plans do you have? And so if you answer in the comments and you share it, you are eligible to win the free tote bag. Okay, there we go. So there's the crystals. Now I would probably shorten these, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. So just envision that I would probably make these shorter. So, because they're way long. And then I'm just hooking them onto these little hooks. There's one. Yeah, they're super long. I would definitely trim those up. This one is stuck. There we go. All right, so all three crystals are on. Flipping that over, so they're hanging. Again, I would probably shorten them so they hung a little, as I take one off now. Shorten it so that it'd be a little closer to the top. So envision that I did that. Then I'm going to take this candle holder, stick it through the hole in the middle. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make it into a solar chandelier for my garden. Really simple and inexpensive, but I can't just use this. It'll slide right through the hole. So by sticking it inside the candle holder, then it's got something to hold it still. So there we go. So now I have a very inexpensive, easy chandelier to hang in either my flower garden or my vegetable garden or somewhere in my backyard. Now, why it is important to have solar lights? Again, a lot of those animals are nocturnal and they don't like light. So I actually have a lot of solar lights in my vegetable garden to deter them, especially those voles and moles, the ones that come out. They'll get used to it, so that you might have to move some stuff around every so often during the summer, but you keep light out there, it kind of deters them from wanting to be there. So solar lights are always a great thing to put in your garden as well, and they're kind of cool. So share this if you think this is something one of your friends might like to make, or share it on your page if you want to make it. If you like it, thumbs and hearts, please. And let's recap while they're getting ready to tell you who the winner is of the contest. And please, share all those ideas with me. I love to know what flowers you guys like, what you're planting in your garden, any tips you have to get rid of all those critters, because I hate those critters. I get so mad at them. Okay, so we had garden markers. This one was the back. Easy for kids to be a part of. Variety, lots of choices. And then this one was the seed packet that you're preserving inside your recycled glass. Okay, and then my chandelier, I'm going to put this down, but I'll pick it back up. I had the flowers, the decoration for your gardens made out of dishes, and then we mentioned spinners, putting spinners in our garden to deter all those birds and squirrels. They don't like things that spin. We also made this wind spinner, which is A, just nice, and B, keeps those things away. So keep those in your apple trees. It really helped my apple tree last year. I actually got a really great crop. The squirrels got a few of my apples, but all in all, I won. So I was very happy. And then we talked about, oh, and then I had my bird feeder, so I guess let me sit. I'm just going to make this really crowded now. All right, my chandelier's going to fall apart there, but we had the bird feeder, making sure that you've got your bird feeder going on there so that you tell your birds to go have their food here and not your strawberries from your garden. And then lastly, we talked about the different ways, the garden sprays. So we talked about the bug spray with the dish detergent, the red pepper spray to get rid of all those critters because your leaves won't taste good then, so they'll leave things alone. And then simple weed killer of either vinegar or hot water, boiling water. So lots of great things. Hopefully you really loved what you saw today, and I really hope you'll share it with other people. And I hope I get lots of thumbs and hearts because I love those. Please make sure you comment. I really like reading those. Thank you for all your tips you give me. I really appreciate it. Brielle, do we have a winner?
Not yet.
Okay, that's okay because I forgot. I'm supposed to say, hit the subscribe button. So if you don't want to miss another live, there's a subscribe button. And tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time will be the next live. So you don't want to miss those. They're pretty great. Everyone has such great things on it, and I love watching them. So tomorrow at 1, and subscribe button. I'll be back next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do another live. And now, is there a winner?
Maybe. Hold on, let me look and see if I missed
We're
it.
struggling to find it.
Someone said they did, so I'm going to scroll up now and see if they did.
Well, if it's there, that's great. So, again, keep those comments coming for me. I do read them. I appreciate it, and I love all the tips that you guys give me. So thank you. Thank you for being here. And Brielle, you know the winner now?
Yeah, I can't see the whole thing, but it says Donna J. So
Yay!